Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first Spark Leadership Series. This is a new space to learn more about innovation, hospitality, and technology. My name is Pablo Garcia. I'm the director of Spark Gran Montana. In the name of Spark Gran Montana and Spark Marbella, we have the pleasure to introduce today to our keynote speaker, Mr. Olivier Schram. He is the Associate Director of PH Partners. Olivier is an expert in the food service industry with more than 30 years of experience. During his career, he demonstrated the importance of innovation and to innovate. And a very clear example is that 5 years ago, he developed a new online platform called OCM, a new solution to help the food service industry. So I will go to the stage to Olivier. Good afternoon, Olivier. How are you?
Good afternoon, Pablo. Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here today. The 8th of December is public holidays in many cities, many cantons here in Switzerland, also in France. You are based in France, isn't it?
Yes, I'm based in Nantes on the Atlantic coast in the west of France. And thank you for inviting me to this exchange platform. And very happy to share you my experience today through the OCM experience. I'll tell you about in a few seconds.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that today is our first Spark Leadership Series for us, for Spark, okay, which is new space at Les Roches for innovation. We are calling that innovation sphere. But Les Roches, it's important to invite leaders of the hospitality industry like you. You have more than 30 years of experience in the food service industry. And I think we are both agree of the importance of innovation these days with the current situation in the hospitality industry. You are leading the industry with your company. How do you see these days the hospitality industry?
Well, the hospitality industry, as a matter of fact, and I don't teach you anything, is experiencing very hectic times due to the COVID period. Nowadays, it's certainly one of the most impacted industry sector, with travel industry, with culture as well, not the online culture, but the theaters or movie theaters as well. Yes, everything about food service, catering industry has to be reconsidered due to the dramatic crisis we're all experiencing. And in certain environments, it's a crisis like they have never known before, especially in contract catering environments, but also, of course, in high street branded food service industry. So reinvent the future is kind of motto right now through various innovations. And as a food service consultancy firm, PH Partners, the company I work for, is a very in a time of analysis what is happening. We've been surprised by the hugeness of this crisis, like everyone, but now it's time to rethink the future with the right directions, the right innovation when it's possible. And it's a period which is demanding a lot of interactions between the people, whoever they are, the guests, the service providers, the restaurant owners, the digital creator of any kind. And I will try this afternoon through my small experience of creating a new digital company dedicated to its native own market, to give you some indications about what we can do through relevant and well-oriented innovations that can boost your own market. In my condition, it's about food service consultancy, of course, but this kind of example can apply to many other sectors, starting with catering industry itself.
Yeah.
The digital innovation has still a lot of space to compete during the future years.
Okay, so without longer time, okay, please, we are looking forward to follow your presentation. We will speak a bit later. We say to our followers, people who is following this live in different platforms, if you have any question, please write down into the question side. And after that, okay, Olivier and Shaw will like to answer all these questions.
Thank you, Pablo. So yes, I will tell you about OCM solution. OCM, like online contract management solution. My subtitle is how can a well-oriented digital solution positively impact your native business model? Of course, the success story I will tell you about in a few minutes is about the digital innovation applied to my own native business, which is, as you will see, food service consultancy. But as I said right before, that can be applied to many other environments as soon as there's a good connection with its environment itself. So let's start the presentation, if you agree. Who I am, in a few words. I'm Olivier Schram, Swiss and French citizenships, very proud of that. I'm graduate from the École Hôtelière de Strasbourg in Alsace, in France, as well as a HEC International Management certificate. I've done all my career in hospitality and food service environments, and I'm a food service senior consultant since year 2003. My main hobbies are traveling, photography, and of course, food exploration. And as a profession, I am Associate Director of PH Partners. I will tell you a few words about PH Partners, which is a company I'm working in since year 2003. This company is born, it's a baby of year 2000. As a matter of fact, it's a leading European food service consultancy firm with an average turnover of 1.5 million euros per year and 8 full-time consultants working for it. We have offices in Nantes, where I'm speaking to you from right now, in Paris, and a small branch in Switzerland, as we have more and more missions in Switzerland as well, especially between Geneva, Lausanne, and all the French-speaking area mainly. The business of PH Partners, it's a consultancy firm which works on the food service activities on its full spectrum, which means principally contract catering, branded food service, and concession catering. We are one of the rare consultancy firm of having this advantage of being able to work on any of these different subsectors of the food service industry, which allows us to practice a permanent cross-benchmarking between those different environments. Just to give some precisions about what I understand by contract catering, that's all the catering developed within specific environments such as business and industry, education, hospitals and clinics, retirement homes, prisons, and so on. Speaking about branded food service, we will consider quick service restaurant brands, high street restaurant chains, franchise networks, retail sector, which is growing more and more during this last decade, and food processing industry as well, as soon as they're looking for entering the food service market. And finally, in terms of concession catering, it's all the catering operations running in places such as airports, railway stations, highways, museums, sport and concert arenas, and so on. So as you see, a very varied environment, many different types of clients to work with, and very enrichful experiences with all of them. Our expertise towards these different kinds of clients in so different environments are a range of various consultancy skills, of course, starting with something very classical for any consultant in any type of business industry, optimization of resources and performance after diagnosis of the current situation, of course. Then as well, concept development and marketing, helping clients or new clients to develop or redevelop dated concepts, as you know, because the demand for innovation in terms of updated catering concepts is very strong nowadays in our occidental world. We organize also and monitoring calls for tenders between our clients and the different service providers. We're working also on quality and sustainable food service missions. And finally, we have a strong activity around monitoring of performance and contractual commitments. This has been outlined, as you see on the screen, because I'll talk to you again about this specific line of expertise very rapidly, because it's the one on which we have based our innovation. I'll talk to you about today. If we want to sum up the added value for our client as the central contribution, I would say that we lead our clients towards the optimal catering scenario. I don't say the ideal catering scenario because it doesn't exist. It's always a question of the best compromise for all the stakes in this kind of a project. But I like the way of speaking of optimal catering scenario. And about our business model, it's important to give you just a few words about it. And I'm speaking here about our native business model, because you'll see at the end of my presentation that this business model has strongly evolved due to the innovation I'm going to talk to you about. We have consulting fees exclusively based upon the spend time for our clients. We spend 1, 10, 100 days for a client, multiplied by the cost per day of our consultant, and that makes our turnover. So that's quite comfortable, quite evident, quite easy to explain to our clients, but it has its limits as well, as it's based also on a lack of recurrent revenues. Or I should say, it used to be based on a lack of recurrent revenues until quite recent times. So I'm now about to speak to you about OCM solution. And this will be the central part of my communication this afternoon. OCM, like online contract management, it works also with online catering management, of course. But you see, it can be applied to many different professional environments. It's a digital platform we have invented with my associates about 5 years ago. And it's quite a startup still, but a very happy success story, as you'll see in a few minutes. So the origins of the project, just tell you about, and before getting back to the OCM solution itself. And it's very important because this starting point is to be considered very seriously. It's, as often for many innovation, a mix of different opportunities. And in our case, the creation of OCM has been a mix of two opportunities. Identification of a growing need from our market, not yet addressed by any other equivalent solution. I'll get back to this consideration just on the slide following. And the second point is a potential identification of a potential for new business development, and above all, the introduction of recurrent revenues in our business model, which is quite a dramatic change for us as an opportunity we will exploit through this innovation. Then, considering the identification of a growing need for our market, in our case, according to our native business, I've just give you a few indications just before. There is a growing need. We saw that during the last decade, more and more, growing need for monitoring of providers' contractual commitments in the context of food service or other professional services outsourcing. We organize many calls for tenders, and it's nice to observe that there's been very sophisticated contracts signed afterwards with strong commitments from the service providers. But as in many service industry branches, it's better if you can follow up the respect of these commitments in the space, in the time, during all the duration of the related contract. And that is the key growing need we're speaking about. And regarding to the pre-existing solutions toward this need, we had to observe that all the existing solutions until we created OCM were heavy-handed process, and in the best cases, followed up by Excel or equivalent spreadsheets, but still very heavy to handle. Second point, considering the potential for new business development and above all the introduction of recurrent revenues, in terms of business, after organizing the calls for tender of our clients, a logical extension of the cycle of our missions. Of course, I explained you what are our main expertise. The fact of being able to monitor the commitments and the respect of the commercial commitments of the service providers, and then still being involved in the relation with our own clients is something very interesting. And in terms of revenue, the contract or subscription durations are aligned with those of contracts between our customers and their catering service providers. And that is something quite new in our way of doing business with our clients, as it is different from the one-shot mission budgets, this notion of non-recurrent revenues I was talking to you about before. And you'll understand in a few minutes why I'm speaking now in terms of recurrent revenues related to this development of OCM. So OCM solution, online contract management platform, what it is, how it works, for whom it has been thought, you'll see that right now. So what for at first? The key goals associated to the use of the platform, as we thought it would be a priority for us to develop. First of all, check and explore qualitative and other KPIs related to contracted services. It's a good thing to have KPIs, contractual commitments in the signed contract, but it's even better to follow up these respects and these following up of commitments in the time of the contract itself. It's also generate long-term provision of high quality services, being able to make sure that the level of service on which the service provider has made his promise is keeping the pace and the same level during all duration of the long-term contract. Then follow up the providers and clients' compliance with the contract they have signed together. Make sure that everyone is happy with the contract that has been signed. And finally, spot and anticipate necessary changes in order to meet the client's expectations. Because whenever there's been a very seriously written contract signed before, as a contract has a certain duration, things can evolve quite rapidly as well. It's also important to detect and to observe some changes that have to be considered in terms of expectations of the client during the contract, and the platform can use in this direction as well. So OCM it covers a rich and diversity of different functionalities. It's an automated and reliable process for data processing and reporting. It's a platform that combines the collection of structured data, field observations, and in-situ interviews of the people. Either it is the client or the service provider and the team itself. It's a tool adaptable to any environment and any type of contract, not only catering industry, of course. And customization, it's a keyword of management reports and tracking tables according to the rights and needs attached to each user is a key element of our solution. Then also definition and monitoring of results-based improvement plans, because this is one of the key elements towards the focus is put on once the KPIs have been observed with their pros and their cons. And finally, suitability with your organization, I mean, the organization of any client who is asking for using this platform, a multi-provider, multi-site, and multi-segment system as well. So very large solution, relying on different technology considerations, very up-to-date, suitable to any support like PC, Mac, tablet, smartphone, a platform designed to offer all the guarantees in terms of security and integrity of the data we're integrating in it. It's also a SaaS mode available solution, which is totally digital, accessible from anywhere where our clients are located. And finally, the solution is, of course, like any digital and contemporary digital solution with any kind of browsers. And for whom it has been thought? Well, here on the screen, you have three different professional environments in which we have already thought and developed contracts and contact for setting up our solution. Of course, the professional environment for which we have invented the solution at its roots in 2015 was food service industry. But more and more soft facility management, professions like or services like cleaning, warding, security maintenance, concierge services, but also multi-technical are susceptible to be treated through our solution, but as well many other different professional services you will find in many places. And just to give you a rapid look to the kind of clients in the food service industry we've been able to address since just the 5 years we've been existed. So quite varied environments. And for some of our clients, some big networks related to them. If I'm thinking about Orange Group or Groupe La Poste in France, or even the railway station from the SNCF French railway network, you see that we have already major, key account contracts with many business units linked to them in terms of following up their quality and contractual commitments. The process of setting up a new OCM contract is quite simple and logical. We start from a contract setup, followed by online assessments. Then we analyze the performance after the on-site audit or diagnosis. And then the final goal is to set up the progress plans, improvement plans to improve the solution that has been observed and diagnosed by our platform to get better results at the next wave of diagnosis. And then the circle starts again, and it's a full-time process and permanent process of improvement of the quality served to the client. In terms of contract setup, the qualification and quantification of commitments is of course an important starting point. At a kickoff of any starting point of our OCM contract, we propose the organization, the configuration, the distribution of roles, frequency of control, number of waves of control per year, and so on. And we defined, as you see at the right of the screen, thematics, subthematics, sub-subthematics, and very diversified questions. We have short flash audit control of maybe 10 or 15 items for the clients who want to have a very rapid overview of the quality that has been displayed in their premises. But on the other hand, you have clients much more demanding regarding to this number of KPI controls, with sometimes between 130, 150 different KPI to observe and to register in our platform and to be followed up. The step number 2 is online assessment, which means that this is the time during which we are recording what we see, what we observe, what we put in the machine as proof of the level of quality of commitments, of respect of their commitments by the provider. So you can follow the level of progression of the questionnaire. You can integrate some pictures that you take with the tablet or smartphone attached to the platform, which are element of proofs of what you assess, and according to the notation you will give, you can relate that to different kinds of rating. Is it right or wrong oriented, or depending of the kind of consideration that you can set up a notation according to the percentage of fulfillment, or you can even set up a free level of percentage. You have, of course, the possibility of include the comments about what you observe, to put the context elements around the things you've been observing. And in the far top right square, you can even have for any auditor who is using the platform on site, inside the restaurant, inside the kitchen, inside the hotel, or wherever, a reminder of the contract itself, its specifications, or even the scoring methods. When you say about a place, it's clean or it's not cleaned, upon which consideration you base your notation about these specific elements, for instance. And of course, step 3 is about performance reporting and analysis. This is the central part of our tool, I mean, at least for our clients, that the one they're expecting at most. Of course, the board and the steering board that will allow them to observe what are the differences between the restaurant, between the providers, between different thematics. Either it is the way of managing the diversity of the food offer presented, to respect the health issues, to be involved in any sustainable way of progressing and improving the food offer as well. And any sub-team any theme observed leads to what we call an index of fulfillment, and this same index can be related to the overall survey or to any thematic or sub-thematic we've been observing. And you can compare this between restaurants, between service providers, between geographical areas. You can compare these results from 1 year to the next one, from one semester to the next one. You have many powerful filters within the platform that give the strength to it and the capacity of delivering the clients the level of detail and observation he expects. And then the final step, number 4, before getting involved in a new process again, is the improvement plans follow-up. In other terms, according to what you have observed, what works well, but what works wrong, you have priorities to set up and to define a different progress plan needed by the people in charge of that. Either it is the restaurateur, his teams, or a regional director in multiple site, a large contract, for instance. And in the bottom rectangle, you have the progression impact of all the different improvement plans that have been set up. And you can even have an estimated compliance rate following the implementation of progress plans, which is a kind of motivation for the people in charge of these improvement plans, and a way of doing anyway better results at the future wave than at the preceding one. So it's a permanent improvement and empowerment of the people through that process that we propose to our clients through this very strong tool. The selling models are quite usual in that kind of industry. There is not much innovation around OCM. I guess that everyone has seen already those type of different lines according to progressive and more and richer formulas, starting from access through premium to platinum. In our case, what is interesting is that anyway, OCM can be managed either through our own auditors or by the internal audit services or department of our own clients. We are very free according to these considerations. We can only manage the platform configuration, the hosting, the maintenance hotline, the remote consistency checks. But if the client has the means, the teams to follow up his own environments in terms of contractual commitments, respect, and quality observance, we will be very open-minded to that. And it's an easy way for working with some of our clients as well. What's interesting in the 3 types of license contract we have through OCM with our clients is the a la carte expertise contributions. And that is very interesting and important to mention as a very strong potential of new development channels for our core consultancy business. The other expertise I was telling you about at the introduction of my speech. It's also another way of closing the circle and starting again to propose our client the type of expertise they expect and they deserve according to what we observe during the life of their ongoing contracts with their service providers. So OCM, if I would sum up the added value for our clients, there is two considerations. First of all, about the control and following up of the process itself. It has increased productivity and optimized the processing costs. Digital solution, very user-friendly, with many strong, powerful filters that prevent you from the old traditional copy-paste on the Excel spreadsheets. Non-shareable tools and support is a very strong added value in that type of environment. Better control of the contractual risks inherent to service contract, of course. Structuring of a true quality approach based upon factual evidences. This is a key element, factual evidences. Each time our auditors are under marking an item of their auditing list, they have to prove or to give elements of comment at least that the quality expected was not observed or at the rendezvous. And also being then able to develop well-adapted improvement plans according to the observed misconformities. And at least an increase in the quality of services themselves or following up of commitments directly observable from the application. But there is another kind of added value for our clients about the used technology itself. I would say a fully customizable solution to any contractual and or professional environment. This is a key element and a strength element of OCM solution. The speed, the traceability, the sharing capacity associated to any modern digital solution. I can translate even OCM in any language for being used in any non-French speaking environment as well. Strong reporting capacities, I already said it, through powerful data filters. That is the key element of the algorithm of the solution, of course, that kind of solution. And then regular integration of new features to the software. That has been a very interesting learning process for ourselves that were not used to any digital solution development before in the life of PH Partners. And finally, a high potential connecting the platform to other data management solutions. This is a key element for the future. I'll give a few words again in a minute about that. Yes, then OCM, 5 years after its birth, what it's about, a dramatic improvement of some key ratios. We're quite proud of it. Average annual turnover of PH Partners that has been multiplied by 2 compared with the previous years. OCM has definitely led us to a dramatic change and pace of business within our company since 2015. Visibility on our business reinforced by the regular signing of multi-year license subscriptions, which is quite interesting as well. Visibility for any business, but especially for a small company like ours, is a key aspect of management of our business. Steady growth of our recurrent revenues, as now the revenues directly related to OCM solution are considered to be as high as 50% of our annual turnover by the end of last year, which is quite a performance. And finally, significant improvement of PH Partners cash flow, which is, as you might know as well, a key element of any business going on, especially during those hectic times we're all living in. And in short, I would say that OCM digital platform has acted as a very powerful leverage on the native business model of PH Partners. We're still consultants. We're still leading and managing very ambitious consultants missions for complex environments. But of course, the OCM solution has carried out a lot of new oxygen, new visibility of our own business, and new interest for contacting PH partners, of course, for our own clients. So what in terms of future perspectives? What will be the tomorrow of OCM? Of course, there is a permanent push-up of our clients towards new developments, moving forward from our native food service environment to complementary professional services. OCM at this capacity, I told you just before, we started from the hospitality or food service environments on all the spectrum, but we're more and more invited to consider new professional services environments. And from existing functionalities to new services as well. This is inherent to OCM platform. Most of the functionalities are embedded in the digital platform itself. But more and more, we have this ability, because OCM has been set up for this as well. We have this ability to connect OCM to other digital platforms through API, like application programming interfaces management, which gives possibility of connecting interfaces with, for instance, POS or financial reporting, quality surveys, technical data providers, which is another added values to the scoring boards. We can provide, we can give accessibility to our clients by interfacing data coming from different digital platforms. As soon as we can have strong deductions related to them, that makes even OCM solution more powerful tomorrow. So as you see, limitless business opportunities for the incoming years. So my conclusion about this strong, small introduction of what is OCM, I would say that technology or digital device is only a part of the solution. Nobody has to be attracted by the fact that it is digital at first. If there is no strong reflection or thought about what is the key issue I want to solve, or what is the key and answer I want to provide to my market, which needs of the market non-sufficiently addressed I want to solve. So technology is only a part of the solution. The most important thing and starting point of any related project is to identify the specific needs of your market. This is the starting point. And the key issue at each step of your project is maintain the right balance between, of course, the simplicity and accessibility of your digital solution. What makes still Apple very popular solution or digital ecosystem is their simplicity and accessibility. But of course, the solution, the digital solution that you provide to your market has to evolve with new expectations, new demands, new needs of the market to fulfill. So it's this balance between simplicity and accessibility of the digital solution and the natural tendency of your customers to always ask you for new functionalities that you have to treat, that you have to address properly. Sometimes they know you're going too far and this is out of my scope, or I will lose the readability of my digital solution or the friendliness aspect of it. That keeping the right balance between those two considerations under my eyes is also a kind of key consideration after 5 years of experience. Yes, and that's it. Thank you for listening to me. I hope my English speaking is still understandable, and I'm ready to answer to any of your questions if you have some. Pablo?
I said, no, now you can hear me. I would say that very nice keynote conference about the platform. I would like to highlight again something you say. Technology is only a part of the solution. So technology by technology doesn't work. You have to have a key expert like you that coming from the industry who is leading these new solutions. We have few questions on the chat. One is asking if there is any online course that you are offering about this OPM. I guess it's so that they would like to learn more about what you're doing.
No, well, the online course we organize are the training session for the users of OCM platform. Users are employees or service providers of our own clients. Our clients are big companies like Orange, La Poste, but any big companies that would expect our services. So we have to train them, but it's quite a very easy and rapid training session, as the solution is very user-friendly, quite easy to understand. After that, it can depend on the generation of the people you are dealing with. Of course, millennials and young generations, like I guess most of the people around this this webinar are aware and would be very quickly stick to the solution. No, we don't have lessons about OCM. We just train our clients for using it for their own purpose. Okay,
this is a very, very interesting. So you have to get client, okay, of Olivier and PH Partner to learn more about OCM. Something also fascinates me about this platform that is coming from your clients. So it's been developed, okay, by the need of the food service industry, and it's just in one click you're able to read all the analytics. This is what you're expecting as a manager.
I'm not sure I well understood the question, Pablo. Can you repeat that?
I say that I really like for OCM and this kind of digitalization for services is that in a right click, you're able to read all the analysis of the information. So you're able to understand the performance of the situation and take the required movements based on that analysis.
Oh yes, of course. You can take and extract any type of analytics from the database or from the platform itself, compare it with the previous period, compared with the other restaurant nearby, compared the results of Sodexo company, which is a great catering provider, as you might know, with the one of the Compass Group company, for instance. You are a client and you have multiple sites to coordinate in terms of quality of catering services provided. So you can extract, and once again, this is the power of the filters we have introduced in OCM by developing it step by step, and the power of interacting the different thematics, sub-thematics, see where are the priorities of the action. Okay, I'm pretty comfortable on all this section of my business, but on that part, I don't level of service, level of smiling to the clients where they're getting in my place, not so good. And this is a recurrent element I am observing in various restaurants or business units of my home network. Maybe there's an improvement plan to write down and to set up with the relevant people I can choose among the hierarchy working around OCM, and they will launch this and we'll get hopefully better results of the next auditing wave that the OCM will prove as an element of reporting.
So it's working as a benchmark. We don't have much time left, Olivier, because it's already 2:50. Before that, we are leaving this first Spark leadership series. Any golden nugget for future leaders in the food service industry. We know at Les Roches we have many people, many students passionate, and also in our ecosystem passionate about the food service industry. Any advice for the next years?
Yes, well, it's maybe because I'm working quite a lot on these kind of issues right now due to the crisis with some of my clients. I'm speaking about the contract catering environments. You know, they're facing big issues because the number of people coming down to the restaurant are reducing dramatically due to the teleworking habits that has been set up during the lockdown, but that will be taken as a habit of working for many companies in the future. I think that Swiss situation is not very different from the French one, at least in the tertiary world. I mean, in the world of services, not as much as in the industrial sector. But in this sector, any digital solution which will be able to go along with new concept development, making in order making in sort that you were used to go to the restaurant, now the restaurant is going to you. You used to choose your own dish once you were present and located in the restaurant you're going to. Now the pre-booking, the click and collect, the delivery on site or outside the site, even at home, all this different project that has been launched now, some will be successful, some won't be. But anyway, every of those projects are strongly related to powerful and cleverly developed digital solutions. So there is a huge potential in the food service industry for clever digital solutions in the incoming years.
Yeah, and you already have a precedent about analytics. All these online platforms require analytics, and this second analytic, no, in our time. So
exactly.
It's been absolutely a pleasure. Millions of thanks, okay, for being there. Okay, you can contact Olivier Schram. You can find him on LinkedIn, Facebook, okay, on social media. It's also in the website. We wish you a very nice Christmas. Nice.
You too.
Time. Okay, all the best, and I'm sure that we're going to encounter again in the future.
Yes. Thank you very much, Pablo, for having invited me to this nice session of exchange, and ready for next one.
Thank you very much. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you, Olivier.
Yeah, you too. Take care.